Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. This time, we are going to be doing the Stormblood Hildibrand questline. So, let's see what the Inspector's up to this time. Alright, we are live. Jan Lalafell has a lean and hungry look. Yeah, hey, you're Eorzean, right? An adventurer, maybe. Good at killing and whatnot? Me? Oh, I'm no good at it. I mean, other than the occasional rat, but I've got a job for you, if you're interested. So there's this Mikote girl, this incredible, beautiful, wonderful girl in this tavern, right? Come all the way from Eorzea, like you and me. So beautiful, this girl. So beautiful. But in this weird, strange place where people are bowing all the time and getting on the ground and tucking their legs under them, a young girl traveling by herself is in danger. Some bad people could trick her and take her and make her do, things. Anyway, get in there and keep her safe. I'll be watching. Well, I think I know who we're going to run into in here. And I really, I feel bad for the person that tries to do anything to Nashu. Exactly. Uh-oh. She appears to be talking to one of the fish people. That could be a problem. No. I have seen this gentlemanly Eorzean you seek. Yes. And I should be glad to take you to him, if you like. Is this the same one that tricked us?
Yes. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You were ever so kind and helpful, Mr. Talking Cat. Or catfish, to be precise. Though I care not for the Eorzean. I am Gyodo, a Namazu. And the services I provide are not free, I'm sorry to say. Nor are they cheap. Are you sure you can afford to pay? Oh dear, I spent my last gil on the fare to Kugane. Is there any other way I can convince you to help?
Nice.
Don't tell me you came all this way just to help little old me. Ah, you see, when Inspector Hildibrand took to the skies, I said, Nashu, you better not let him get away this time. And I immediately began looking for ways to head as far east as I could. And you can't get much further east than the Far East, right? I was worried I wouldn't be able to find him, but wouldn't you know it, Gyoza's the talking Numa here says he knows where he is. Careful, this one knows our game. Escaping his wrath is going to take all of our skills. I say, there's no need for such menacing glares. None whatsoever. 1,000 pardons, my lady, but I had no idea you were traveling with such esteemed company. Forget everything I said regarding the fee. Now, if you will excuse me, I have a pressing engagement. Very pressing indeed. Wait, you haven't told me where the Inspector is yet. Huh? Little Gyoza was trying to swindle me? Oh, Nashu, you ought to know better than to trust a talking cat.
Here.
What? She herself is a cat. That's so funny.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I asked lots and lots of other people if they'd seen a gentlemanly Eorzean, but none of them were any help. Oh, Inspector Hildibrand, wherever could you be? I'm going with option 1.
Mm-hmm.
Stuck in the ground or in the side of a building, like as not. Keep an eye out for the legs. Yes, he does have a habit of landing head first, doesn't he? Hopefully we won't need Lord Godbert's help to pull him out again. Ah, that's it. If the inspector is always on the hunt for a case, then all we've got to do is find the biggest, juiciest one we can and wait for him to appear. Let's go and see what trouble we can turn up, eh? This way. Okay, when I arrived in town, I saw this guy standing here and thought he was a player.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Unsolved crimes. It so happens that a number of properties owned by wealthy merchants have been pillaged this past fortnight. Master Akibono's shop in Rakuza district was the most recent, as I recall. But you may be assured that the Sekisegumi will track down the thief in due time. Oh, look who it is. All right, you've got me, Mr. Samurai. But before you do anything rash, like arrest me or torture or chop me into tiny bits with that sword of yours, know that I've never touched her. I mean, I never even had a chance. I'm sorry. Oh, you're that Eorzean adventurer. I thought you looked familiar. Whew, whew. For a moment there, I thought I was done for. Those Sekisegumi don't mess around. I'll cut first and ask questions later. You know, no romance in their hearts. They wouldn't understand. Ah, so it's not just crimes, but big, incredible crimes you want to know about. Incidents the likes of which send ripples through time and space, through fate and destiny. It was 5 years ago, or maybe it was last week. I'm not so good with time lately. Anyway, there I was, walking Ul'dah's bustling streets when the sea parts and my eyes meet with those of a maiden most fair, and she stole my heart. It was like 2 grains of sand in the desert looking at each other, and one of those grains knowing that it was destined to spend the rest of its life with the other grain because she has this whole sultry scribe thing that made him so... We need to toss this guy in the sea. He needs to cool off.
Yeah.
Ever since that day, I've watched over her from afar, a silent guardian, a humble protector. Some might think me mad and call me a coward for refusing to speak with her, but they are fools. Fools, I say. True love is not the product of clumsy banter, but careful study, years and years of observation, of obsession, until you know her better than she knows herself.
Creeper.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps when the time is right, I shall reveal myself to her. But until that blessed day, I shall aid her from the shadows, and you, my friend, will aid her in the light.
He is wearing pink.
He's just an adorable little guy that just has fallen for
There's nothing wrong with pink. Even on the male persuasions.
the male persuasion. Yep.
Whatever.
He's a creeper.
I would say he is absolutely a creeper, but the pink doesn't really have anything to do with it.
That's right.
Pink don't help. All right. Oh, you guys already taught this guy.
I'm still trying to find him. So.
Oh, he's right here. Here's one.
Oh, I didn't even see the mark over his head. I ran right past him.
Oh yeah, I was tilted up too much.
I thought there was others, and you guys went running after him. I'm like, crap.
Dastardly doings and purported instances of criminal behavior? This is Kugane, my dear. We've no shortage of that here. But since you ask, the story on everyone's lips at the Bocason these days is that of the wealthiest among us, and how they are being preyed upon by some sneak thief. Perhaps they should invest in better locks. I just realized I think he's probably wearing pink because she's wearing pink.
That was my
Yeah.
first thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, there you are. Learn anything interesting? I'm going with option 2. A creepy little bastard who followed you to Kugane says he's been stalking you for 5 years. Huh? Oh, you're having me on. As if I wouldn't notice. Be serious now. Okay, option 1. A series of robberies committed by a mysterious thief? Oh, that's just the thing. Well done. Our next order of business should be to track down this Akebono and ask him about the latest incident.
Well, I tried to say it a second time, and she just did the same thing.
Nashu?
She's creeping.
Uh-huh.
I see where he got it from.
Indeed. He certainly looks like a well-to-do merchant.
Check out that mustache.
Indeed. This guy has to be in a disguise. This isn't actually the guy. That fiend, that despicable rapscallion, the nerve of him to make a mock of us. My thanks to you, Master Akebono, for all your help. I swear to you on my honor that this sneak thief shall be brought to justice forthwith, and with that, I bid you good day. Ah, so it is Akebono. Let's go and ask him about the robbery. The little Lalafels in the background.
Oh, that's funny.
Forgive me, my lady. In my haste, I did not see you. Are you all right? Shall I summon a healer? You're just lucky she didn't explode, buddy. Don't worry, I've taken bigger knocks to the noggin than that. Hey, aren't you one of them samurai? Are you? Yes, he is. Shigure, at your service, my lady. You have my sincerest apologies for this incident. Much as I would like to make amends for my reckless behavior, I fear duty compels me to take my leave. A nefarious criminal is at large, and I must bring him to justice. Oh, that's all we need. Competition. Well, I'm sure Inspector Hildibrand and his faithful assistants won't lose to the likes of him. That merchant must know something important for Shigure to go running off like that. Let's find out what it is. From now on, anytime I see Nashu, I'm going to look around and see if the Lalafel's hiding nearby.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it feels like they would actually do that. Greetings and salutations, Master Akebono. My name is Nashu, Agent of Inquiries, Extraordinary Inspector. And this is the Warrior of Light, who's also got a knack for it. Can you tell us about the recent robbery? Ah, inspectors. I'd heard rumors that ones such as you were come from the West. You seem an honest sort, so I will oblige your request. This morning, one of my assistants found my establishment unlocked, and when he went inside to investigate, he discovered that my most prized possessions had been stolen. To make matters worse, in their place he found this message. You have just been robbed by the Kugane Wolf Burglar. Wolf Burglar? Surely you've heard about his recent exploits. Similar calling cards were found at the scene of other robberies. And now I too have become a victim. A series of robberies committed by a thief with a calling card? Oh, there's no way Inspector Hildibrand is going to be able to resist the lure of this case. I thought you two were inspectors. But it makes no difference to me who catches the criminal. And since the Sekisagumi have seemed to be at a loss, you will be generously rewarded for any information that leads to the recovery of my stolen property. I wish you well in your investigation.
I went looking for him. I didn't see him.
Yeah, I don't see him right now anyway. We did see him once during the cutscene and he ran off, so he might have run off for a little while.
Yeah.
All we've got to do now is stick with the case. Or stick with this case and we'll be reunited with Inspector Hildibrand. I just know it. Call it my my keen inspector's assistant sense. Anyway, I'm going to try to learn more about the other robberies. If you learn anything interesting, come and find me. Nashu is on the case. Look out, Mr. Wolf Burglar. Your days of wolf burgling are numbered. Because Inspector Hildibrand, who is the Green Rooster? It's Inspector Hildibrand. Hey, Inspector, stop messing around and join us. So we will be finding Hildibrand soon. And Gilgamesh is apparently here.
Mm-hmm.
It's been too long since I've had a chance to whip up a batch of Nashu's delights. You can be sure I'll be putting these little darlings to good use next time. Oh, bugger. Good thing I've got plenty more stashed away.
No, it's so good.
I am always a little confused why in the outros she's dressed in the inspector clothes instead of the clothes she's normally in.
Yeah.
You have no one but yourself or the kami to blame for what comes if you talk to Nashu. Well. Looking bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, have I got news for you. So I've been asking after that wolf burglar fellow, the one that left the cheeky note claiming credit, you remember? And it seems he's not quite as sneaky as he thinks he is. Oh, he's robbed plenty of rich merchants blind, I'll grant you that. No doubting it was him either. Never fails to leave a calling card, this one. Too proud to leave people wondering for even a moment. But folks have laid eyes on him more than a few times. In fact, after talking to all the eyewitnesses, I have enough information to try and sketch a picture of the devil myself. Not bad for a self-trained artiste, wouldn't you say? You're fired, Nashu. I'm going with just the 3 dots. Ellipsis. Not hearing a lot of support for the sketch. Right then. Back to the drawing board. The metaphorical one, that is. Let's you and me seek out and question the rich and famous, the sort of folks the burglars been targeting, and see if we can't learn something new. I'll head to Kogane Dore, and you check out the tea house and the hostelry.
I said I don't think it's gonna help, honestly, and she said the same thing.
Gotcha.
I wish there was an option that said something about Alpha Node.
True. Maybe we are of the opinion that we shouldn't involve Alpha Node in Hildibrand's business.
That would be quite interesting.
Yes.
Think he'd be beside himself.
Uh-huh. We'd probably never see him again. Ah, that infamous thief. I know him. For a mercy, he has not seen fit to trouble those of lesser means like me and my associates. Perhaps you thought me wealthy because I patronized the tea house? On the contrary, this is my sole indulgence. Were I a stronger man, I would forgo it. But alas, the heart will not be denied. Too long it has been since I shared a pipe with an Aegean. How fortunate that... You've no desire for a smoke? Only talk of the wolf burglar. I see. I have no personal experience on which to draw, so I doubt I can be of much assistance. What I know is known to all, but if you insist, he is a lone wolf without comrades, and despite their best efforts, the Sekisagumi has no leads. Some say this has emboldened the man. Each theft is more brazen than the last. He has even been witnessed practicing his trade in broad daylight, if you can believe it. That is the extent of my knowledge. Now, if you will not favor me with tales of your own, I ask that you leave me to my pipe. It is far less demanding company. I say, the Kugane wolf burglar? Must you sully my ears with that rapscallion's name as I attempt to take a moment to relax and take in the fresh air? Bah, it's no use. The moment is ruined. I too fell victim to the wolf's villainy, like so many others. Oh, if you'd seen the vase before he took it. Ah, if there was any justice in this world, he would be paraded through the streets and boiled alive in Tenkonto. The bunny's name is Bunny Heels.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him anywhere. Ah, here you are. Dig up any interesting tidbits? So he's getting bolder by the day, is he? Well, if there's anything I've learned from following the inspector around, it's that overconfidence is liable to get you smacked upside the head by your mom with her magic frying pan. That said, we'd have a better chance of catching this wolf if we knew who he was eyeing next. A thousand pardons, young sir. I did not mean to trample you underfoot. Are you all right? Hey, aren't you the samurai I bumped into the other day? Shiggy something, was it? Oh, well met again, my lady. I say, you must think me in the habit of trampling my fellow pedestrians. Let me assure you, nothing could be further from the truth. I was simply preoccupied with thoughts of my investigation. Oh, that's right. You were after the wolf burglar, too. Got any leads? As a matter of fact, I do. I but recently learned of a private auction in which many foreign wares are to be featured. While such auctions are not uncommon in Kugane, it has been some time since the wolf last struck, and there are rumors that this auction may include particularly extraordinary items. Much as I would love to converse with you at great length, I really must be going. Until we meet again. Wait, Mr. Shiggy, sir, can we come too? To the auction? If you like, but I very much doubt you'll be able to afford any of the items to be sold. Oh, don't worry about that. He's got more than enough money to buy and sell you 1,000 times over. Yes, very good. Then by all means, come with me.
Is he the wolf? It just is. He's so funny though. Not the Lalafell, but the samurai guy.
I'm wondering what level of trouble we're going to be in since Nachu just shouted to all the world that we've got a lot of money.
Yeah.
Although, that is one thing. If you don't know who he's targeting next, make him target you. Then you know who he's targeting. Oh, this is a different quest. This venue has been reserved for the private auction. The guests should be arriving any moment now. I remember you. Master Akebono, was it? Well, if it isn't the inspectors. I did not know you would be joining us. I presume you are come to help keep watch for the wolf? But should you see anything you'd like, know that we have money changers on hand to assist those who wish to spend foreign currency. I must warn you, however, that should we desire the same item, I am not want to surrender without a fight. You don't seem to have very many patrons here to buy stuff, buddy. Greetings and welcome to you, the prosperous and esteemed elite. This evening you will be given the rare opportunity to view and purchase, if so inclined, a selection of strange and wondrous items from all across the world. Without further ado, I give you our first A queer, misshapen fiend captured in the monstrous wilds of Yansha. Mountainous wilds. Aye, it is none other than the fabled Rat Man, an unholy union of man and beast, a demon of legend whose flesh, when consumed, bestows life everlasting. Eternal life can be yours, ladies and gentlemen. So, shall we start the bidding at 500,000 Koban? 600. 700. 800,000 Koban. 800,000 Koban. Going once. Going twice. Sold to Master Akebono. Let us proceed to the next item up for bidding. He's not really going to eat him, is he? The statue you were about to see was brought to Kugani from the west, the land of Eorzea to be precise. But let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, statue does not even begin to describe this extraordinary work of art. I give you the Eorzean Gentleman, a masterpiece, nay, a triumph of Western sculpture. Marvel at the intricate details, the features so expertly realized that some have likened it to a living, breathing man frozen in time. Oh, would you look at that? That statue's the spitting image of Inspector Hildibrand. Could it have been sculpted by a fan? Was it a trick of the light, or did that statue just twitch? You mean to say you think it might actually be the Inspector, somehow frozen by temporal magics? In that case, I've got just the thing to bring him back to the land of the moving. Stay your bomb-filled hand, my lady. I beg you, lest you slaughter these poor people and bring this marketplace to ruin. I suppose you have a point, and it wouldn't be very Inspector-like to blow innocents to Kingdom Come. How readily she resorts to violence, this woman. I shudder to think what carnage she has left in her wake. Oh, I knew it! That's no statue. It's the genuine article in the flesh. Probably hit his head when he fell from the sky again. Or maybe he's gone into hibernation again or something. Bizarre sculpture is in truth a man? Is such a thing even possible? Strange. I do not recall it wearing an expression of sheer terror before. It was rather more serene, is it not? How very perceptive of you. Verily, this is no ordinary statue. It is a heretofore unseen hybrid of sculpture and automaton. Marvel at the way its features change fluidly and effortlessly. Yes, indeed. So, shall we start the bidding at for this one-of-a-kind statue at 500,000 Koban? 600. 7. 800,000 koban to be paid in full here and now. Once more, Master Akebono will not be denied. Will any challenge his claim to the Eorzean gentleman? We've got to do something. If we don't, these people are going to buy the inspector. I'm going with option 2.
Yeah.
What is the meaning of this? By the Kami, the Eorzean gentleman has vanished. You have just been robbed by the Kugane wolf burglar. That thrice damned Oni, he struck again. I saw him, the fiend with wolfish features. He took the statue and ran towards the short pier. You know what this means? Inspector Hildibrand has been stolen, or kidnapped. We've got to get after that wolf burglar. For all we know, he might want to eat him like the poor Kirin. He was the poor Kikirin, then we can't have that. Oh, you followed me, I presume. I've a mind to pursue the wolf burglar as well. Of course we are. He's got Inspector Hildibrand, and I'll be damned if I'm going to let some two-gill thief eat him. Are you perchance referring to the Eorzean gentleman? That hideous statue? I dare say no one in their right mind would try to eat it, but nonsensical fears notwithstanding, I should be honored to work with you to catch the wolf burglar. This man here claims he saw him board a boat with the statue and head towards the ruby price. It was a sight I will not forget. Never before have I seen a Lupin carrying a twisted mockery of a man on his back. Never again will I expect. Too bold was the fiend this day. In seeking to claim such a conspicuous prize in broad daylight, he has left a trail we can follow. Come, let us make haste to the ruby price.
I need to step away for just a moment.
Right.
Sorry, I'm back.
Welcome back. And the only thing Nashu has to say is how tall is that tower?
That's a good question.
Surely one of the watchmen here will have seen the wolf man and his stolen statue. Alas, I cannot say I have seen such a thing. Since the withdrawal of the Garlean forces from Dolma and the Ruby Sea, there has been a significant increase in domestic traffic. Accordingly, we have been instructed to wave through smaller vessels, leaving our waters absent cause. Or, we have instructed to wave through smaller vessels, leaving our waters absent cause. This Lupin you seek probably received no more than a cursory glance. I see. Thank you for taking the time to explain, and pray forgive me the interruption. We shall continue on our search elsewhere. Question is, where else should we search? Who else has reason to keep a close watch on these waters? The Confederacy, that's who. Shigure is chiding himself for overlooking the obvious answer. Oh, how silly of me. The Confederacy has every reason to note the comings and goings of even the smallest vessels in the Ruby Sea. Their very survival rests on their ability to extract payments for safe passage, the so-called Ruby Tithe. Sakazuki is where we must go. Any traveler who does not wish to be raided and relieved of their possessions must journey there first and make the necessary overtures. Searching for a bandit on a boat, you say? As far as I'm concerned, the only bandits are those who refuse to pay the tithe. Like that one fellow I spotted not long ago. Why didn't I stop him, you ask? Because he was dead. Aye, standing motionless in a skiff, paying no heed to the waves or the waters, a dead man drifting. It is one thing to threaten a living man, but what could I possibly do to stop a dead one? Nothing, that's what. So I took the only reasonable course of action. I let him be. I am not one to consort with the dead. But if you are, by all means, follow that man to the Isle of Becco. I will remain here and do my best to forget what I saw. A dead man in a boat bound for the Isle of Becco. That's the stupidest thing Unless... Aha! Don't you see? He mistook the Eorzean gentleman for a corpse. That boat belonged to none other than the Kugane wolf burglar. What luck! Our liaison did mention that we could pay the tithe by way of bringing a trespasser to justice, and I do believe this qualifies. The hunt is on, to the Isle of Becco, and that thrice-damned wolf. Well, I don't think I need to pay the tithe, Shigure. I don't think the Confederacy would dare ask me for it again.
No.
over there, a wolf. Or at least someone who's got big ears and a long fluffy tail. Aha! We've got him now. So, it seems the wolf burglar was caught by the very people they were trying to catch him. Come for Fend. This is no wolf burglar. This is a man dead who yet moves. A restless spirit bound to this mortal coil by burdens of the soul. I beg your pardon, good sir, but my soul carries no such burdens. Instead, in death, I found rather more liberation than I had in life. More purpose and meaning and brotherhood. Wait a minute. You're one of the gentle dead men. But what are you doing so far from Eorzea and the others? As I live and breathe, it even further reaches... As I live and breathe, in even further reaches, I find myself reunited with Master Hildibrand's compatriots. I too must confess some curiosity as to how you came to this place, but since you ask first. As unbelievable as it may sound, we heard rumors of an island deep in the Siren Song Sea, said to be the home of a host of undead individuals not unlike myself. Ours being a rather lonely existence, we resolved to dispatch an emissary to the isle. Myself being the logical choice, once again. Yeah, we killed those guys too. Ah, truly. Well, that would explain why the myriad skeletons we found were devoid of unlife, as it were. That said, even if they were as disagreeable as you disagreeable lot as you claim, I should thank you to stop killing every last undead you encounter in your travels. Anyway. Having failed in my mission, I was at a loss for what to do next. The island was abandoned, and Eorzea was ever so far away. Just then I felt it, a familiar tingling in my rotting flesh. Aye, there was no denying it. I felt the pull of our leader, Master Hildibrand. His ether called out to me, and I was duty-bound to answer. So I followed the trail, and it led me to this place. It is no coincidence. The inspector and the burglar that stole him must be somewhere here on the island. Good sir, do you still feel Inspector Hildibrand calling to you even now? Can you lead us to him? As surely as I can crack open a hapless merchant's head and feast on the goo inside before you can say go. Follow me. By the way, I've been meaning to ask, what's with the wolfish getup? It's not the sort of thing a gentle dead man usually wears. Though, it's quite fetching, I've got to say. It warms my dead heart to hear you say so. I received it as a gift from a traveling artist. When I explained to him how difficult it was to converse with the common man, he fashioned it for me, believing it would serve to soften my otherwise terrifying features. And so it has. But enough talk. Master Hildibrand needs us. Nothing I have heard makes even the slightest bit of sense to me. But no matter. If this misshapen undead wolfman can lead us to the thief, I shall trust in him wholly. Yes, Master Hildibrand is close. We are nearly upon him. And the wolf burglar, at long last, we will bring that bastard to justice. Wolf burglar, you have nowhere left to run. Surrender. Yeah, so they finally caught up to me. He looks exactly like my sketch. Your campaign of thievery comes to an end this day. Aye, this day the Bakafu will have their man. Or, that is to say, their Lupin. Stop, damn you! The inspector's still not snapped out of it, which means it's time for a triple serving of Nashu's Delight, Dongo style. Bombs! Shut up, you stupid statue! Bugger me, are those bombs? Idiot, get rid of them! Get rid of them before you kill us both! Well done, Hildibrand. Well done.
A legless wolfman.
I expected him to get launched into the sky by the shield he was riding, but... Help! Nashu! Anyone! Well, option 2.
Me too.
Don't worry about the inspector. He survived a trip from Dalamud, so this is nothing. Let's get that wolf burglar instead. I told you before, wolf burglar, you have nowhere left to run. Fall, on the other hand. Huh. If that's how it's gonna be, then fall it is. Never thought I'd come this close to getting caught. Suppose it's my own fault for trying to nick a hefty prize like a statue. But if the statue ain't even a statue, then there's no reason for me to stick around, is there? Better luck next time, thief takers.
Wait, we got a flying car. Let's get him.
The nerve of that villain. I say, I've come to expect such cold, calculating behavior from dear Nashu, but not you. Hooray! Inspector Hildibrand is back. Nothing like a brush with certain death to get you back in the game. Am I right, Inspector? What manner of sorcery is this? The Eorzean gentleman. The statue stands before me, speaking and gesticulating as if a living, breathing being. I trust I needn't remind you, I too am capable of such emotions despite neither living nor breathing. But more to the point, Master Zombiebrand is no statue. Quite right. He's an agent of inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire. Good sir, by your garb I gather you are a samurai. Am I correct in assuming we are in the Far East? Oh, as I wake from gentle slumber and find myself in a foreign land, who should I be greeted with but a Far Eastern fan? Oh, what is this? Already my keen investigator's sense has alerted me to the presence of a petitioner in need. I must away, for honor and justice and a hard-boiled egg. Wait for me, Inspector. You know I can't run that fast. I just noticed that the zombie guy here has his toe claws and finger claws painted pink.
Mm-hmm.
Master Zombiebrand looks to be his old self again. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. It is enough to bring a tear to this gentle dead man's eye. Or it would. Or it would be, if I weren't, you know. But, much as I would love to join in your adventures, I must return to my brothers. I pray you watch over and keep our undead overlord safe. So, in Eorzea, a man may be an inspector extraordinaire as well as a zombie overlord. Truly yours is a land of many mysteries and strange customs I dare say I will never comprehend. While I regret that we were unable to apprehend the wolf burglar, I am glad that this case has seen you reunited with your comrade. Come, let us follow him and see where this keen sense of his leads. Not tell you I had caught the scent of a case, and here it is. I give you the case of the kidnapped Kikirin. Simply put, this adorable little fellow's dearest friend was abducted by a dastardly fellow in the nearby city of Kugane. We sail on ships as sailors for the East Alanard Trading Company, docked at Kugane docks to unload goodly goods, when goodly merchant comes and offers tasty feasts to me and my friendly friend. By the Kami, did that Ratman just speak? Kikirin, not Ratman, rude man. Why does no one here know Kikirin? Always demon, with lucky flesh. We go with goodly merchant, all alone, many turns, left, right, left, very confusing. Then bad men grab friendly friend, put gag in mouth and bag over head. I fight back and run, and they too, and they run too, and then I jump into water. It would seem that the currents carried him to the shores of this island, but I have yet to ascertain the motive for why anyone would want to kidnap a hapless Kikirin sailor. Because they do not know or do not care that he is Kikirin, he passes for a Ratman of Far Eastern folklore, the flesh of which some believe bestows everlasting life. An Eorzean sailor with most unusual features, an incredible albeit hideous statue of an Eorzean make that was in truth a man. I dare say we have already met our goodly merchant. We must return to Kugane and confront this criminal at once. He may have abducted others from faraway lands to sell at auction. The fiend. At the very least, we know he sold this Kakiran's friendly friend. We've got to save him too. Right you are, my lady. We shall see the wicked punished and the innocent set free. Yes, yes, I was just about to say that. Well said, you.
Is it inside the building? Sorry.
No, it's out in front. Just jumped
Yeah,
in
it's
and
just-
around.
Yeah, let's come around.
The building was blocking it.
Kami, strike me down. The Eorzean gentleman is alive. Hearken to me, merchant. Your reckoning is at hand. For the crime of kidnapping a Kakirian sailor and selling him into slavery, I hereby place you under arrest. Huh? I should hope I would remember doing something so reprehensible as that. But more importantly, who are you to level such accusations, much less place me under arrest? You're not of the Sekisegumi, a common Ronin, are you not? A common Ronin come from the countryside looking for work. Work I so generously provided when I hired you to guard my auction. An auction you failed to defend against a thief who stole a priceless piece. I say, what audacity! That self-same piece stands before you, with the Kakiran who escaped your kidnapping attempt as incontrovertible proof of your misdeeds. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have defeated you. The least you could do is demonstrate dignity in defeat. The truth is plain, there is no denying it. And yet, I do. Inspector, was it? Whatever authority you may possess in Eorzea is not recognized here. Only the Sekisegumi can compel answers and arrest criminals. And with that, I bid you good day. You need not answer to them, but you will answer to me. We've had our eye on you for some time, my friend. But alas, all good things must come to an end. The wolf burglar's meddling merely delayed the inevitable. We have all the proof we need. Now, do yourself a favor and come quietly. Or don't, and do me a favor. Shigure, owing to the efforts of you and yours, we can finally bring this charlatan to justice. For that, you have my deepest thanks. Thank you, sir. That you would favor me with such kind words is a great honor. I can only hope that this goes some way towards... However, that you failed to inform the Sekisagumi of the wolf burglar's crime, despite being present, and instead pursued the thief on your own, is inexcusable. I cannot in good conscience admit you to the Sekisagumi at this time. Such reckless disregard and thirst for personal glory are traits I will not suffer in our samurai. Thousand thanks to you for saving friendly friend. Warier and warier we will be next time. No more following goodly merchants into dark alleys.
Yeah, that's good.
I owe you all an apology. Like the merchant said, I am no more than a common ronin. My pursuit of the wolf burglar has been, from the very beginning, independent of the Sekisagumi or any other authority. I came to Kugane to join the Sekisagumi, but was judged to be unworthy. Unable to find gainful employment as samurai elsewhere, I struggled to make ends meet. And then, when I was about to renounce my dream and return to my village, I learned of a notorious thief. A thief that targeted only the most wealthy and influential. A thief that I might bring to justice and thereby earn the approval of the Sekisagumi. Say no more, my good samurai. Your earnest nature and passion for the law have won me over. I swear to you, here and now, I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, shall help you scour all of creation, from the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, for the Kugane wolf burglar, and we shall start right this instant. I am still not quite sure what to make of that man, but I suppose I should be grateful for the help.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever happens, it might be funny. I think that's what my response was. I should thank you for joining me in this endeavor, perhaps more so than the others. Their help is of questionable benefit, whereas yours seems rather more reliable. The wolf burglar is not to be underestimated. He is a cunning, clever foe, as evidenced by the way he escaped. Sheer passion and determination will not be enough to catch him. Which is to say that while I value the assistance of the inspector and his assistant, I believe cooler heads will prevail in the end. To wit, yours and mine. I too may be prone to fits of passion, but I should like to think it is nothing compared to that of the Eorzean gentleman.
I want that dance.
We might get it. You never know.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
I hope.
Shigure is a man on a mission. Have you heard? The wolf burglar, for whom we have been searching day and night, has struck again. Word reached me but moments ago. The inspector and his assistant are a step ahead of us, but if we hurry, we may arrive before they begin questioning any witnesses. You will come, will you not? Yes? Then let us brook no further delay and make haste to the Rakusa district. The wolf burglar has robbed Akebono again? Suspicious.
Out for insurance.
Did you see the little? I wanted to call him a gnome for a second there. Lalafell behind the pillar.
I didn't notice him, no. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, stand ready to assist any and all who seek redress for crimes dastardly and daring. My keen inspector's sense has led me hither. Speak, my good man. What injustice befell you here? Inspectors? Ah, yes, the Westerners. I remember you, girl. If you are so eager to hear the tale, then I should be glad to tell it. It was him, the wolf burglar, bold as ever. He attempted to steal the finest sword in my collection, the Soboro Sekihiro, in broad daylight. Why, the kami, but you say he attempted. And failed, aye. Little did the fool know I had recently employed a new bodyguard, a peerless samurai worth every koban. So the fiend was unable to abscond with your precious blade. Truly, you are fortunate indeed, Master Akebono. Yet surely that is not the end of it. The wolf burglar has his pride. He is not wont to forsake a prize. Master Akebono, I have no doubt that the thief will come for the blade again. And again, I pray you permit me to aid your men in protecting this treasure, that we may finally bring this villain to justice. You have spirit, I'll grant you that, but I have no need for additional guards. Yojimbo alone is worth 100 men, if not more. Master Akebono, I think you underestimate this foe. You tried my patience, boy. I have made my decision, and I will not suffer it to be questioned further. Find another way to earn the Sekisugumi's approval. Now then, I have a pressing engagement in Sanjo Hanamachi, to which I have been looking forward to all week, and I'll be damned if I'm going to let this business with the wolf burglar delay me further. Good day. I fear he has let this turn of luck lull him into a false sense of complacency. He should be doubling the guard, or tripling it, if only he would reconsider. If he will not listen to reason, then he must be made to listen to reason. When in doubt, try again. It is not the most well thought out plan, but for lack of anything better, all right, let us follow Master Akebono to Sanjo Hanamachi and once more impress upon him the gravity of the situation. No Lalafell in sight this time. Unless he's on the roofs or something. Which he could be. Ask all you like, but the answer is still no. There is a very short list of people who can get past, and none of you are on it. I applaud your diligence, I do, but we are able to help. If you would admit us to speak with Master Akebono, that we might convince him to let us stand guard over the Soboro Sekihiro. Ah, so that's your game. Tricked the daft doorman into letting you in so you could steal Master Akebono's priceless sword. How stupid do you think I am? As if he'd consort with the likes of you lot. Not a looker among you. Really, my mother has always told me I'm quite handsome. I'm sure she has. Maybe if he was in the mood for a... Maybe if he was in the mood for a taikomochi. Not today, though. Master Akebono's made it quite clear that he would only welcome additional entertainers if they were geiko of surpassing beauty, which you are not. So piss off. That went rather poorly, sigh. I suppose we have but no choice but to resign ourselves to this outcome. Now it's time for Hildibrand to find a dress.
Mm-hmm.
Nay, Shigure, I think not, for I have a plan of surpassing beauty, if I do say so myself. Are you acquainted with any geiko, perchance? Well, there is a Okiya nearby, whose proprietress may have given me a few odd jobs, but wait, what exactly is your plan? All shall become clear in time, my good man. Lead us the way to this Okiya. Most humble greetings to you, fairest maiden. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, am given to understand that you are an acquaintance of Shigure here. Aye, I've given the hapless fool a handout or two. And now he shows up on my doorstep in the company of Ijin inspectors. I can only assume this means he's yet to find honest work. Indeed. Much to all our chagrin, Shigure is not gainfully employed at present, but that regrettable circumstance is not what brings us to you. Nay, it is a matter of far greater import, a grave injustice which must be averted at all costs. To that end, my lady, I would have you clothe my steadfast assistant in your finest kimono, for but a brief time only, you may be assured. It shall be returned to you post-haste. Loan you a kimono? Just like that? I'm not sure what mischief you inspectors get up to in your line of work, but in ours, a kimono is priceless. No geiko worth her salt would simply let a stranger parade around town in hers. Not for nothing, at least. Aye, if you were truly in desperate need of my assistance, then you should be willing to pay for it. Say 70,000 Eorzean gil? Both of these are good responses. I'm going with option one. Be that as it may, there is no need to rely upon your generosity. I am more than capable of paying for this expense. Nashu, pay the woman. With what, Inspector? Your coin purse is empty. What? As of when? Oh dear, this is certainly a fly in the ointment. So your plan is to disguise Nashu as a Geiko and that she may enter into the company of Master Akebono and thereby keep watch for the wolf burglar. I hesitate to call it one of surpassing beauty, but if it is our best option. Do not even think to say it, my good man. I would never take the money of a down on his luck youth with no job or skills to speak of. But of course, it's ever so simple. A means by which we may achieve our end without spending a single coin. In my brief time here, I have come to understand the myriad complexities of Higgin culture. There is a custom by which one may express the fervor of his conviction by shaving every hair from his head. Is that not? Is there not? Well, yes, I suppose you have the right of it. But are you willing to go to such lengths to secure a kimono? I'll do the honors.
Nice.
A beauty reborn. My hair. My beautiful flowing locks. What have you done to me? Don't worry, Nashu probably has some spare hair tonic in her bags.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, only lasts for a little while though.
You notice she's acting like the hairdresser guy when you go.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Her clothes changed too. I'm not sure if this is the same clothes he wears or not.
It is, yeah.
This is brilliant. Utterly brilliant. I don't think I've laughed so hard in ages. Chin up, Shigure. I dare say she did you a favor. The second Sagumi might be inclined to take you more seriously now. You can have your kimono, with my thanks. Never mind the guilt. The entertainment you've given me is payment enough. My lady, you are a saint. Are you ready, Nashu? Always, Inspector. Wait here, everyone. I'm sure it won't take long. It won't take long to put on one of these things, right? We'll see you in a while, Nashu. Verily, there is no greater truth than that if we trust in ourselves and the gods, fate shall conspire to see us succeed. Is this the will of the kami? I believe I hear them coming. Ta-da! My dear Nashu, you look incredible. Wow. Actually, yeah, you do. You do. She looks every bit the Geiko. I cannot fathom that doorman turning her away. Come, my
There
friends.
he is.
Yep, I see him.
Okay. He docked out when we started walking past, but yeah.
Come, my friends. Let us put Nashu's disguise to the proof. He's going to cause a problem here, isn't he?
Yeah. But he's a good hider. He might be part ninja.
Say what you will about the rest of us, but you would have to be blind to disparage my stalwart. That is to say, the lovely Geiku Nashu. Gecko, eh? Alright, let's have a look at you. Yeah. And where has this lovely lass been hiding? Master Akebono's sure to take a shine to you. Alright, the girl may enter, and no one else. Huzzah! It worked. Wish me luck. How long before the building explodes? So, is it wise to let her go alone? Ideally, at least he or myself should have accompanied her, no? Oh, Shiguri, I did tell you it was a plan of surpassing beauty, did I not?
He's back behind that thing again. Or another one.
Ayo, Jimbo. The sword without peer. The Soboro Sekuhiro. The Gecko without peer. Chiyome. What fortune that I may enjoy the company of the finest treasures the world has to offer. Their very presence makes the wine taste that much sweeter. Dead-eyed miscreant. Oh, that's nice. I could not agree more, my lord. Alas, where you may lay hands upon your magnificent blade at whim, in vain struggle I navigate the endless labyrinth that is a woman's fickle heart. That which I desire I take, as will you, when my little project is complete. Chiyome, come and have a drink with us. Come, come. If my lords insist, I should be glad to partake.
He looks creepy.
He is a dead-eyed miscreant, after all. Such a beautiful girl you are, and such a skilled dancer as well. You deserve only the best, and the very best you shall have, if you but give yourself body and soul to me. I fear my lord's rather admirable perseverance encroaches upon the obsessive. I'm sure I have told you 1,000 times before. I should be glad to entertain one and all with the traditional arts. Stubborn as ever, I see. No matter. In due time, you will be mine, one way or another. Begging your pardons, my lords. Oh, this is a welcome surprise. My lord, did you call for another gecko? Never mind. Come, my dear, have a seat. Salutations and greetings, my good sirs. Oh no. What is the meaning of this? I explicitly said I would be receiving no taiko mochi this day. Far be it for me to judge a man for his pleasures, my lord, but I fear this is a bridge too far for me. Such beauty, such grace. Be that as it may, now is not the time. The day after tomorrow, perhaps, after I've had time to recover, but not today. Will my lord not reconsider? Pray, allow me one dance to convince you. At least he's not doing the Manderville.
True.
Enough, Yojimbo. Remove this fetching yet belligerent Takemochi from my sight. Lay hands upon a fair maiden? I will do no such thing. Are you defying your master's order? The master who has already paid you an unconscionable sum of money for your services? A contemptible master who consorts with lecherous dogs. I agree to serve only as the sword's protector, not as the executor of your whims. There he is, the wolf burglar. Impossible. At last, the villain reveals himself. We have you now, most wolfish of burglars. Yes, it was I, all along. Hildibrand, master of disguise, inspector of 1,000 faces, defender of justice. I feel so conflicted. So, you're not a Takemochi. Pity that. Bugger me. But isn't that talking statue? Fancy meeting you here. Come to watch me steal the Soboro Sukihiro? Well, you know how this goes. Don't let him get away. Halt, fiend.
She saved the food.
She wasn't done eating yet.
Uh-huh.
What happened? There you are, my dear. You are unharmed. I would be heartbroken if there was even a single scratch upon my concubine-to-be. My lord would do well to take greater care with where he places his hands, should he wish to keep them. Confound it, how does he manage to escape every time? But rejoice, my friends, for he has failed in his thievery once more. The Soboro Sukihiro remains safe and sound. You bald imbecile! Look at what you're holding. Does that even remotely look like the Soboro Sukihiro to you? Does it? Does it? For the record, I'm not actually bald. Begone from my sight and do not return until you have found my sword. Hildibrand is still all made up. That may well be my best disguise yet. After we went to all that trouble, he still managed to steal the Soboro Sukihiro. I sacrificed my flowing locks for nothing. Though I care increasingly less for Akebono, he is nevertheless a man to be reckoned with. What meager reputation I have will be forfeit if we fail to bring the wolf burglar to justice. But we need not pursue him alone. Yojimbo has volunteered his services. Together, we may yet redeem ourselves. I think I may know where this thief is headed, too. Yojimbo says, Have we met somewhere before? Of course not. Don't be silly. Shigure is determined to put matters to rights. I believe the wolf burglar has fled to Yansha. Consider the dagger I took from him in the chaos. Though old and worn, it has been well cared for over the years. It is more than just a tool to him, I think, and it is clearly of dolmen design. What an amazing coincidence! The self-same details had also caught mine eye. I dare say you are the makings of an inspector, Shigure. I shall endeavor to take that as a compliment. To Yansha. Yojimbo brought his dog, which is a very strange looking beast. And Hildibrand still has the makeup on.
I love it.
My word, have you ever seen anything so full of splendor? But forgive me, we must not lose sight of the matter at hand. How shall we pursue our quarry? That is a very good question, to which I currently have no answer. I do. What a nice little doggy. Daigoro is more than a mere traveling companion. His sense of smell is unparalleled. Give over the burglar's dagger, and we may track its scent. Brilliant idea, Jim. Yes, indeed. Here, take it. Oh, he has the scent already. With me, Natsu. Perhaps fate is conspiring to see us succeed after all. What ails little Daigoro? Why will he go no further? How is it you remember his? It's like they are not. It's like there are Namazu about. Their stink befuddles his senses. Howdy, Sunder. Welcome, Raiders. Though unfortunate, we know the wolf burglar came this way. Perhaps if we search, we can find some other clue as to his whereabouts. Well, things are going pretty well today, Sunder. How about you? How was your stream? Leave it to me, Shigure. If there are clues to be found in these ruins, my keen inspector's sense shall lead me to them. Wait for me, Inspector. Wait for me. Oh, nice. What game were you playing? Ah, there they go again. Charging off before we have a chance to discuss our plan of action. Must they always be so reckless? Oh, nice. I'm not familiar with that one. Nothing for it but to follow suit, I suppose. Why don't you search the area to the northwest? I believe I have found the target. Alive I am. Hale and healthy. Yes, yes. Nursing a rather vicious hangover from a surfeit of tea, but otherwise, none's the worse for wear. 1,000 thanks to you for waking me before I was set upon by ravenous beasts or thieving bandits. Unless you wouldn't happen to be a thieving bandit, would you? I'm going with option 2. A Lupin? Now that you mention it, I have some vague recollection of a traveler with an unusual sword across his back. I was deep in my teacups at the time, but I know what I saw. A drunken Namazu? What is his part in all this? He saw the wolf burglar. What luck! Which way did he go? It's all a bit of a blur, so I doubt my memory will be of any use. My barbells, on the other hand, should do the trick. My adorable little friend, you need not strain yourself on our account. We too have ways of finding the fiend. Yes, yes, my keen Namazu sense is telling me that the wolf burglar went that way. Yes, that way. Which way? We may as well split up again. I would help you, but hangover. Yes. Yes. Bye-bye, friends. Have fun hunting the wolf burglar. I like the name of this item.
Plot.
Among the irrelevant pot shards, you spy a somewhat conspicuous pair of gloves. If they belong to the wolf burglar, perhaps they may be useful. Found something, have you? I do not recall him wearing gloves, but for lack of other possible leads, I say let Daigoro follow this fresh scent. Now that the Namazu has gone, he should have no difficulty finding the owner. The description on the gloves is, if you didn't need them, you wouldn't have been able to pick them up.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Their irony is just, that was funny.
Uh-huh. What news, Jim? We came as soon as we heard the barking. Now that the Namazu has departed, Daigoro is capable of pursuing our quarry once more. Your stalwart comrade found gloves that may have belonged to it, and so we are about to see where they lead us. He's got the scent. Quickly, we must not lose sight of Daigoro. There he is. We mustn't let him escape this time. Hold, Ronan. You know well how quick he can be. Let us leave this pursuit to one he cannot outrun. Go, Daigoro. Seize the Lupin. Gosh, he's a fast doggy. Aye, there are none faster. Come, we must secure the sword and the thief.
Was that one of those gold pieces?
That's what it looked like.
The old Chinese ones?
Oh, that was apparently a Koban. So yeah.
Okay.
Gosh, he really likes Koban, doesn't he? Well, we all have our weaknesses, I suppose. Still, there's no denying that he is a very, very good dog. How could he possibly... the nerve. You lot really should have thought this through. Or have you already forgotten that I've got friends in high places? Montaro, to me!
Oh shit.
Why the Kami? What have you done to my bird? Got you. About time somebody did it, Shigure. Rejoice, Shigure, for I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have reclaimed Saburo Sukihiro. Yes, seems we have. Though, before we declare it with certainty, I would verify the authenticity of the blade. But of course. Aye, this is no fake. It is indeed a work of art, a masterpiece that can only be the treasured Saburo Sukihiro. Ah, I just remembered. I have urgent business in Kugane, which is well, as it shall afford me the opportunity to return the Saburo Sukihiro to its rightful owner. Pray, allow me to do so. You have my word. I shall surrender it to no one.
That's just it. No one.
How lucky we are to have a friend like Jim. Steadfast, loyal, honorable, a manderville man from another mother. Let us quit this place and return to Kugane with the wolf burglar. I am sure the Sekisagumi will have a cell with his name on it. What business have you with the Sekisagumi? The wolf burglar? The Lupin who made mock of me and my brothers? Aye, Shigure and my comrades have successfully captured the notorious wolf burglar of Kugane, and brought him here that we might surrender him into the custody of the Sekisagumi. Well, glad we are to accept this unexpected bounty. The fiend has been a source of unending consternation for us. My thanks to you all. Pray, bring him inside, honored friends. Bloody fools, the lot of you. Blind to the true villain in your midst. Is it true, then? The wolf burglar has been detained. Well done. Who must we thank for this auspicious turn of events? I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, did bring the wolf burglar to heel with my customary style and aplomb. Very good, very good. And the Soboro Sukihiro? Where is it? You mean you don't have it? I thought Yojimbo had returned it to you. Yojimbo? That disrespectful disgrace of a samurai? Nay, I have seen neither hide nor hair of him. I can only presume that Jim is currently enjoying a plate of dango at the Umineko tea house before paying Master Akebano a visit. Or perhaps he absconded with the Soboro Sukihiro? This is all a joke to you people, isn't it? Of all the stupid, inexplicable, utterly unjustifiable... For what reason could you have to possibly even for a moment consider that it was wise to let a single man, and not just any man either, a man I just expelled from my service... Mark me, Ronan, if you fail to deliver that sword, I shall make it a focus of my remaining years that your dreams go unfulfilled. Huh. We certainly can't have that. Which reminds me, Shigure, you once told me it was your dream to serve alongside us. Is that still the case? Yes, sir, it is. Good. Because in light of your recent accomplishment, I would like nothing more than to induct you into the Sekisagumi. What say you? It would be an honor, sir. Glad to hear it. There are, of course, some few procedures and discussions with my superiors that must come first. But we may attend to them now, if your comrades do not mind waiting. Not at all. We will wait your triumphant return, Shigure. My friends, it is finished. A Shigure reborn. Well, I would not dare put it in such grandiose terms, but indeed, I feel as though I am a changed man. It is you three who have changed me for the better. 1,000 thanks to you. Though I have only just become a Sekisagumi, I have already been given my first assignment. I am to pursue the renegade Yojimbo and recover the Soboro Sukihiro. Alas, as a new recruit, I have been afforded no additional men or resources to accomplish this task. If I am to succeed, I will need all the help I can get. Say no more, Shigure. I should be glad to give it. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, do hereby re-swear to help scour all of creation, from the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, for Jim and the Soboro Sukihiro. And so our hunt begins again. Wait for me, Inspector. Wait for me. Okay, for a second there. Actually, I'll have to click it to make sure. Okay, Emo's imp had wandered off the screen over to the left. And when KJ teleported from over there to over here, when the quest finished, I just saw an imp come slowly meandering over this way, and I thought it was his that just followed him over here instead of teleporting. Part of me still struggles to believe it. The wolf burglar captured, and myself become a Sekisagumi. Again, I cannot thank you enough for all you have done for me. What an odd circuitous path it is that led us to this point. To be honest, the most vexing complication was the loss of my hair, though Nashu assures me that she is already in the process of procuring a potent tonic to remedy that. What's more, we shall find ourselves waiting for fate to spur our story forward. Until we have a lead on the Soboro Tsukihiro, we can but enjoy our respite. Alas, Shigure seems utterly devoid of hair and hope. You look well. I pray your adventures have not been too taxing. As for myself, the search for the Soboro Tsukihiro, as well as Yojimbo, continues. Would that I could claim even a measure of progress. Ah, Shigure, there you are. At least he finally washed his face. We thought perhaps to find you inside, my bald man, but I see you are here, and in the company of my stalwart assistant. Bald, you of all people should... Having failed to seize upon new information of value on or even passing relevance, we were in the midst of reconsidering our investigative strategy, but tell me, have you any word of Jim and the missing sword? Jim, who is... Oh, yes, Yojimbo. No, as I was just telling him, I have made no progress since we last spoke. You seem distressed, Shigure. If you yet pine for your lost locks, then pine no longer, for we have brought you a hair tonic of preternatural's effectiveness. Really? Well, That is actually a very considerate gesture. Thank you. Why not try it right now? Aye, aye, the sooner the better, perhaps. I say, to meet with Master Hildibrand and his bosom companions yet again. Truly, the kami have been kind to me. It is always a pleasure to see a man of the old horde. But were you not bound for Eorzea? Why are you yet in the Far East? Indeed, I had thought to return home and rejoin my brothers, and to that end did I call upon a local fisherman to secure passage. 'Twas from him that I heard a tale most fascinating, which compelled me to stay. A Funayurai, a far eastern variety of undead, had been seen wandering an isle's shore. As my previous attempts to recruit fellow zombies had met with failure, I thought, why not broaden my criteria, and appeal to this ghost in the spirit of camaraderie? Alas, it is a most elusive quarry, rather shy, it would seem. I sought to learn more of the Funayurai by questioning the people of this city, but have been unsuccessful thus far. I see. I realize this is sudden, but in your inquiries, did you hear mention of Jim? Jim? I fear I have heard naught of that particular Far Eastern spirit. Though, to be honest, not all have been willing to entertain my company, perhaps due to my undead nature. It pains me to hear that. In this world, there remain people prejudiced against the living impaired. You seek this gem, Master Hildibrand? If so, I should be glad to help. Grateful as we would be, it would be wise to change your attire. The people's reluctance to speak with you may be due to your passing resemblance to a certain wolfish fugitive who, until recently, terrorized this city. Oh, how careless of me. I shall change into something less conspicuous at once. Then it is settled. When at first you don't succeed, make inquiries again. Let us split up and speak with the men and women of Kugane. I imagine we're going to run into our little Lalafelian creeper here soon. Yojimbo, you say? The name does ring a bell. Ah, yes, now I recall. The Lupin fellow was asking after him, as well, though that was some time ago. He's since been detained by the Sekisagumi. The Lupin, not your Yojimbo, that is. Not that I can imagine why, he's no criminal. Why, when I told him of how my mother had taken ill, he gave me the koban to purchase her medicine without my asking her anything. They say he's done terrible things, but a man like that, no, I refuse to believe it. If there's any justice in the world, he'll be set free. Ah, so we're dealing with a Robin Hood story with the wolf thief, eh? Let me guess. You were searching for a man named Yojimbo. The Sekisagumi questioned me about him not long ago. Very desperate to find him, they were. I doubt they will receive much help for the populace at present, though. Why, you ask? Surely you've heard. The Kugane wolf burglar has been arrested. Despite what the wealthy elite would have you believe, he is no demon deserving of the harshest sentence. If anything, he is a hero to the downtrodden, having shared his spoils with the least among us. If you ask me, the Sekisagumi ought to take a closer look at the merchants he targeted, Akebono particularly. He has been at the center of many dark rumors. Anyway, in light of the wolf burglar's detainment, many are less than willing to aid the Sekisagumi in their activities. And unfortunately, if they suspect you to be working with them, you too may find your overtures rebuffed. Oh, you're also pursuing that Yojimbo fellow? The Sekisagumi were asking after him the other day. I'll tell you what I told them. I've never heard of the man. And it's just between you and me, even if I did know something, I don't know if I would want you to tell them. You know the Kugane wolf burglar, the one they locked away? Rumor has it they intend to inflict upon him terrible punishments for his so-called crimes. Madness, I tell you, madness. Every single one of the burglar's victims were among the most notorious scoundrels of the city, greedy merchants with no scruples whatsoever. What's more, everything he stole he gave to the poor and needy, and yet they decry him as a villain? Fools. I see. And what have you learned? I went with option 2. Huh. I had no idea the plight of the wolf burglar weighed upon the minds of so many. What exactly did they say? A hero to the poor and downtrodden. A criminal who simply gave away his hard-won spoils. This is quite unexpected. But whatever aspersions they may cast upon his victims, the law is the law. Even disreputable merchants are deserving of fair and equitable treatment. To ignore their plight is to let the mob decide their fate. That said, to hear that some may withhold information in protest is cause for concern. As a man of the Sekisagumi, I cannot help but feel conflicted. If I may, Shigure, it might be best to dress in less conspicuous clothing, at least for the time being. I hate to say it, but that is a sensible suggestion. Surprisingly, perhaps I should make use of my old kimono. Yet, even if I were to do so, my face is already known. They would mark me as a Sekisagumi, and perhaps even resent my attempts to deceive them. I've got an idea. Why not ask the wolf burglar? If he's so popular with the people, who knows what secrets they've told him? Ask the wolf burglar? If both he and Yujimbo had designs on the Soboro Sukihiro, then it's possible they might even know one another. Well done, Nashu. I was but mere moments from reaching the self-same conclusion. It's settled then. Let us go and question the prisoner without further delay.
What? They already executed him.
No, they've been talking about executing him. Greetings and well met, comrade. I might have a moment of your time. That we might ascertain the whereabouts of the fugitive Yojimbo. We wish to speak with the Kugane wolf burglar. Will you permit us to enter? Certainly, Shigure. If it will aid you in your investigation, follow me. Trust you are enjoying our hospitality. I come bearing questions. Questions, eh? For little old me, you say. Following your arrest, the Ronin Yojimbo absconded with the Soboro Sukihiro you stole from Master Akebono. He remains at large. We have reason to believe the sword was subjective all along. Given that it was yours as well, I thought you might know something of the man and his motive. Everyone knows that sword's worth a bloody fortune and then some. But finding a buyer for a masterpiece as famous as the Soboro Sukihiro, especially after word of its theft has spread far and wide. Well, good luck with that, says I. Why, they'd surely have to avail themselves of the services of a certain disreputable folks with whom I happen to be intimately acquainted. I'd be happy to introduce you lot, as soon as you set me free. What? Absolutely not. That is out of the question. Then we've got nothing more to discuss. Best be on your way. Now, Shigure, let us not be too quick to judge. If the goodly men and women of Kugane are willing to trust in his good intentions, then perhaps we should as well. An awful lot of people were willing to vouch for his character. If what they say is true, then it would be wrong to see him hanged. I will propose to my superiors that you be temporarily released into our custody for the purposes of our investigation. Should you abide by the terms of our agreement, you may receive leniency. What say you? I say you've got yourself a deal, buddy. Baldy. Will they even consider my proposal, though? The deliberations alone may prove time-consuming, and if they refuse... Remind me, Nashu, do you have any of that hair tonic on you? Sure do, Inspector. That's as good a time as ever to try it, don't you think? Here, in the jail. Well, far be it from me to refuse. Remember to use the whole bottle, my good man. Pour it over your head until not a single drop remains. They both have sunglasses on now. That seems rather wasteful, but if you insist. I feel strange. Like my scalp is... Oh. By the kami! Shigure, are you alright? I heard you shouting. A light! It binds them. They are too many. And turn and flex and shake and bounce. Perfection. Rejoice, my goodly burglar, as I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have liberated you from your most unjust imprisonment. Now see here, Inspector. Huh? What happened? Has the prisoner escaped? Still in his cell, I see. What in the world was that blinding light? 1,000 pardons. One of my associates was carrying small explosives, one of which detonated unexpectedly. I, of course, bade her take the others outside immediately for safety's sake. I believe that explains that, yes? Yes? Right, then, if you'll excuse me. Hmm? Oh, yes, of course. Very good. Wait, when did Shigure regrow his hair? Need to AFK for just a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And I am back.
Welcome back.
Everybody else still here?
Yes.
I am. Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm pushing the wrong button down. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How we managed to escape undetected, I have no idea. I can but pray that our ruse will remain intact. The wolf burglar led the others into the waterways below. We should follow. Been down here before? If so, you might have met my friends already. A contemptible lot, all Kungane's cast-offs. If anyone heard a peep from your quarry, it'd be them. Come on, don't be shy. Oh, you're looking well for a rat bastard. Takes a wolf to know a rat. Ah. What do we owe the pleasure? And more importantly, how'd you slip free of the Sekisugumi's noose? With my dashing good looks and my silver tongue, how else? But never you mind that. I need information, Kochi. Do you now? Or is the Sekisugumi at your shoulder the one asking questions? No need to give the lad a hard time. He did right by me, and I mean to return the favor. You mean you're helping him? Have you gone mad? Well, even if I had, it's nothing you and yours need to worry your pretty little heads over. Give us a hand and we'll get you back your hair. Give us a hand and we'll give you back, and we'll get out of your hair. Wolf's honor. They're not a bad bunch, really. Most tried to make it living on the straight and narrow. Some even had a mind to join the Sekisugumi like you, but were found wanting for this reason or that. When honest work's no longer an option, that leaves the other sort. The dangerous, the disreputable, the dirty. Somebody's got to do it, and so these industrious souls pick up the slack. Maybe they're not the cream, or maybe they're not the cream you'd prefer to hobnob with, but while you're in their company, I'd ask you to comport yourselves with a modicum of civility. I should like to believe I have done just that. You'll forgive me if I've given you really reason to think otherwise. See, fast friends. We're all fast friends, we all are. Right then. We're after a bloke who goes by the moniker of Yojimbo. Heard tell of the man? Yojimbo? No, can't say it rings a bell. Oi, any of you know a fella by the name of Yojimbo? Well, there you have it. Might be different if we had a bounty on it. If he had a bounty on his head. What'd he do, anyway? Piss off the Bugio's rice porridge. If only. Stole the Sobaru Sukihiro, he did. Bugger me, that's a beauty. Wonder why, though. Finding a buyer, even through the black market, would be a challenge and a half. And if he'd even put out the word he was looking, he'd have heard about it by now. To come all this way and leave with nothing. Here, let's not call it a day just yet. Assuming that Yojimbo didn't steal the sword for the challenge, there's only two reasons he'd take it. To sell it or to keep it. And if it's not about the money, then I doubt this is his first prize, or his last. Hark! My keen inspector sense whispers and speaks of a thieving collector of swords. Yes, there can be no mistake. Aye, what he said, I suppose. If he's a collector, then then only the best will do. Which means his next target might be... oh, I don't know, the Ameno Murakamo? Wait, the Ameno Murakamo? But I thought that was nothing more than a fairy tale. You mean to say the fabled sword of Eld actually exists? I'm going with option 1. Did y'all have an option 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have? Truly? Where? What was your option 2?
Tried to swipe it, kill me and my friends, but I deflected.
Okay.
Yeah, giant commie.
Yeah.
Housed within the Kojin of the Red's treasure vault, eh? If that's the case, then it seems to me you ought to continue your search in the Ruby Sea, no? It might well be the best place to look. The best place for us to look. In that case, let us brook no further delay and head to the Ruby Sea at once. I was wondering if it said something different because I was in a tank class, and we actually do deflect the blow in the fight. So to think that the Ame no Murakamo is not only real, but that it was brought to bear against you and yours by a kami of unfathomable strength. In any event, we now know where we might search. The Ruby Sea. Before I may leave, however, there is a matter of great import to which I must attend. Well, perhaps great import is something of an overstatement. I speak of the inspector's earlier advice concerning my garments. I will meet you at the Ruby Price after I have changed. Pray go on ahead without me if you must. Without me, I insist. Truly, there is no rest for the righteous, or whatever term one might use to describe Hildibrand Heliodor Maximilian Manderville. All set for another trip into the glittering westward expanse? I know I am. Let's hop aboard the next ferry to the Ruby Price and wait for Shigure there, as he requested. Come along.
We taking the ferry or just wait, we can't teleport. Never mind.
Yeah, we're heading for an Aether, one of the mini Aetherites. So we can just teleport to the Ruby Price. But we are a long way away from the things right now.
Oh, there's the chick we went to her wedding.
I waved at her earlier.
Oh, is that who was waving at you?
Yeah, she waved just in general, and so then I waved at her.
Y'all been hanging out at weddings?
we,
Yes.
yeah, I guess, yeah. We were at the Golden Saucer and we got invited to a binding ceremony.
Ah,
We got pets.
nice.
It was interesting.
Which level of ceremony was it? Do you know? There are 3 of them.
Yeah, I think it was the most expensive one.
Gotcha. I guess, yeah, if they were inviting random people, that's the one that has the most people that they could fit in, so.
Yeah, and there was 2 pets that were given, and I don't know if that made a difference, but, you know.
It might. I forget. Oh, it's Shigure. Over there. Over here. By the Kami, I thought you were someone else at first. Well, since it was suggested that I should wear something other than the garments of the Sekisagumi for a time, I paid a visit to Kogane Dore and purchased something completely unlike my usual attire. It's quite the change, but very much for the better, if I do say so myself. I didn't realize you could be so fashionable. Fashionable? Please, Nashu. You give me too much credit. I'll say, that get up with those Zori, I don't see that becoming a trend. Not that it matters. We didn't come here to mess about, eh? We've got a collector to catch, assuming he's after the Ame no Murakamo. Then we've got to get to the Isle of Zenki. Any ideas? By air or by underwater passage, eh? Bit more tricky than I thought. With the blessing of the Kojin, the latter seems almost impossible. Without the blessing of the Kojin, the latter seems almost impossible. What about that bird of yours? Monotaro, was it? And I accidentally skipped the next block of text, so I don't know what it said. It was a somewhat traumatic experience for all involved. Forgive me my bluntness, my wolfish compatriot, but it occurs to me that we have yet to hear your motives for attempting to steal the Soboro Tsukihiro from Master Akebano. Did not Koju say that stealing such a blade would be extraordinarily difficult? Not stealing to take back what was stolen. That black-hearted bastard Akebono prized it from the hands of its rightful owner. He was a humble samurai who lived a humble life devoid of most luxuries. A righteous man who never turned his back on those in need. Certainly not a young Lupin boy who'd fled Doma during the occupation. The two lived as father and son, with few comforts save for each other's company. And then one day a merchant came calling, asking after the samurai's sword, asking him to part with his one prized possession. But a sword is a samurai's soul, and he'd sooner die than sell it, even for a fortune. But the merchant, he's not the sort to go quietly in the night. He changes his tack and worms his way into the samurai's affairs. Small sums at first, but bigger than bigger, before he knows it, the samurai owes the merchant a veritable mountain of coin. And so he pledges his blade as collateral. The samurai worked day and night to reclaim his honor. But while strong in spirit, he was weak in body. He fell sick, and soon after passed away, leaving his loop in charge alone in this unjust world. All this time, you were only... He left Kugane for a time, and returned years later from Yansha, having learned the ways of the shinobi, that he might honor his adoptive father by helping others as he had helped him as a child. A chivalrous guise for a personal vendetta, perhaps. More than anything, he yearned to reclaim the samurai's sword, the last surviving memento of their time together, that he might wear it with pride. All this time, Master Akebono was your main objective. When you broke into his shop in the Rakuza district, you were searching for the Soboro Sukihiro. You kept a close eye on him, even as you continued to target other disreputable merchants, that you might drive him to take additional measures to protect the sword, knowing that in so doing he would eventually reveal its location. Then it is settled. The Soboro Sukihiro must be returned to its rightful owner. If it's so hard for people to reach the Isle of Zeki, how was Yojimbo planning on getting there? That I do not know, but regardless, if he was headed there, someone must have noted his passing. I say we question the pirates at Sakazuki, and see if any have observed a traveler resembling Yojimbo of late. We are of the same mind, Shiguri. To Sakazuki. Post haste.
Can you hold it just one moment?
No problem.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Oh, I remember you. Looking for more dead men? A rail-thin samurai with a wide-brimmed hat and oversized geta. A traveler like that would not escape my notice. Which is to say, I'm confident I haven't seen him. Sorry to disappoint you. Not at all, my friend. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us. As I said before, my good man, when at first you don't succeed, make inquiries again. Let us away. What was that? Lanky samurai with a large hat? As it happens, I spoke with a traveler like that. Had a dog with him, too. Sure enough, he had a mind to head to the Isle of Zeki. Couldn't imagine why. What with the red being as unwelcoming as they are, and there being no place to dock a boat. I told him as much, but he shrugged it off and went on his merry way. Come to think of it, did I see that dog of his not long ago? On the beach below, wandering about? I hope he didn't abandon him. You have been tremendously helpful. 1,000 thanks to you. Surely the canine in question is Daigoro. We must gather the others and search for Jim's beloved companion at once. Daigoro! Here, Daigoro! Oh, I think I see him over there. Huh. Maybe he doesn't like us anymore? Now. You just gotta give the pup the right incentive is all. Incentive? Surely it can't be that simple. See for yourself. So that's all it takes to win him over, eh? A single Koban. Greedy little thing. Hush, Shigure. Daigoro is a good dog, and now he will lead us to his master. This is quite a fix indeed. Daigoro, what are you doing here? Thought I told you to wait for me. Hildy! Jim, my good man. I mean, you rapscallion, you've nowhere to run. Cease your shenanigans and relinquish the Soboro Sukihiro at once. I will do no such things. Ever since I was bested by your tight-lipped associate over yonder, I yearned for an opportunity to redeem myself, and so I set about searching for stronger swords with which I might bring my everything to bear. I thought to claim victory with the Ame no Murakumo in hand, but if circumstances demand we settle this here and now, then so be it. Stay your hand, my friend. Though I know you only mean well, securing the sword is a grave responsibility which falls to... I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, will resolve this conflict and reclaim the sword. Prepare to be amazed as the Soboro Sukihiro is delivered into my waiting arms. Daigoro, oh Daigoro, come here and let Hildy give you a great big belly rub. Daigoro, you will do no such thing. What? Betrayed! And I accidentally skipped the next text block. Until you surrender the Suburo Sukihiro, I will give Daigoro the most furious of belly rubs, thereby depriving you of the pleasure. Such is my ultimatum. Daigoro! Daigoro, return to me this instant.
Nashi says the inspector does come from a wealthy family and maybe he smells of money.
Ah. I'll fie on it. You win. The sword is yours. By the Kami, I can't believe that actually worked. Inspector Hildibrand's powers of negotiation are most impressive. Hey, you don't step on a dog's tail, Hildibrand.
Nice.
Wait, where is the Soboro Sukihiro? Right where it belongs. You fiend! Return it at once. That's far enough. All of you. Bugger me, where did they all come from? Ah, this isn't over. Shigure, what is this I hear about you setting free a notorious fugitive? Explain yourself at once. You see, Inspector Hildibrand and I, in order to track down Yojimbo and the Soboro Sukihiro, we needed to enlist the assistance of the wolf burglar. To that end, we removed him from his jail, temporarily, of course. We have every intention of returning him to his cell. And how do you intend to do so when your prisoner has taken flight? Shigure, I charge you with aiding and abetting a criminal in their escape. We were keeping a pretty good eye on him until you guys came up here and interrupted us. Be reasonable. You know full well that everything Shigure did was to achieve a greater good, to uphold the law of the land. We will return with the Soboro Sukihiro and the wolf burglar, I swear to you. I understand you are his friend, but to make an exception would only compound the offense. No man is above the law, not even our own.
the thing is, he didn't do it. Hildy did it.
At the time that we freed him, he acted like it seemed like he didn't know what was going on. But as soon as he was outside, he was acting like he was all for it. So he may not have known what was happening at the time, but he didn't try to stop us. So. What a miscarriage of justice to see our Shigure spirited away like a common criminal, in complete disregard for the extenuating circumstances. It falls to us to find a way to right this wrong, but this is no place to devise a plan. To Kagane, my friends. Oh, my good man, I hardly know where to begin. Ever since our return, I have been racking my brain, trying to conceive of a means by which we might free Shigure from his predicament, but to no avail. By absconding with the sword, the wolf burglar has done us no favors. And yet, I do not think his tale of the samurai and Akebono was a lie. My keen inspector's senses tells me that the many threads of this tale are converging upon a single point not far from now, in which all truths shall be laid bare for all to see. That's what I like to hear, and I agree. I don't think the wolf burglar's bad at all. Once the Sekisagumi realize that, they're sure to let Shigure off the hook, don't you think? I most certainly do, Nashu. Furthermore, I say that to hasten the most desirous of resolutions, I must begin investigating Master Akebono at once. Hold the fort while I'm gone, my stalwart assistant. Yes, sir, Inspector. I don't know what he's about, but I'm sure it'll be brilliant. I suppose this day was bound to come. No matter. Soon there will be nothing in this world beyond my grasp. Okay, the fact that they have Shigure behind bars doing this is pretty good.
Yeah. Every time you say it, I hear Sugar Ray.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Did you see the little guy?
I did not. Where
Yeah,
was he?
He was inside the jail with Sugar Ray, but he was hiding behind that box.
Gotcha.
There's just a second or two.
I think that's probably a good spot to call it for the night.
Mm-hmm.
So give me just 1 second. I will wind down the stream. All right, guys. I believe that is where we will call it for tonight. And I believe we'll be back tomorrow where we will finish this up. And I guess do the little bit that is the Endwalker. Do the Endwalker Hildibrand as well. And then we'll have to figure out something else from there. So until then, I want to thank y'all for joining me. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I'll see y'all next time. And have a good night.